Jasmine ji, always a pleasure having you. Thank you so much. Well, West Bengal is going through phase one of the 2026 State Assembly elections. The politics this time around focuses on the revision of electoral rolls, infiltration concerns and violence in the state. As TMC and the BJP compete for votes with their own share of promises, Firangi media is building its own narrative. Well, how is the world reporting the West Bengal polls? We'll take a comprehensive look now. Joining us on the broadcast is Mrs. Sumit Peer, senior political commentator, who's going to be talking about this. Sumit, important to understand that if a state in India or if India's internal electoral process is unfolding with several of its constitutional nuances, it's very important to see and analyze what Bloomberg, what BBC, and what some of these Firangi media outlets are saying. They basically, in a sense, Sumit, are challenging the democratic framework of our country because, we're trying to do away with redundancies.
Vinny, thank you very much for having me on your show. Look, what has happened in India, our media has emerged. Our media is today at the forefront of the things. And still the media believes, the sunset media believes, that they are the custodians and conscious keepers of the world. They are the people who will set the narratives. They are the people who will give you certificate for everything you're doing right or wrong. And unfortunately, before Modi Sarkar, there have been Sarkars like the Congress which have been going to them and asking for their authentication, their validation. Now they are coming out of this hibernation mode. They're finally coming out and realizing, look, their time is over. So when you challenge their credibility, when their certificates do not matter, when their opinions are as good as trash in my house or your house, so what do? They try to cast aspersions. They try to cast doubts. They try to find motives. Why were this done? Oh, so many Muslims are taken out. Oh, 91 lakh people are taken out. Oh, was it done rightfully? Oh, this was done. These are the... So what you do is, Vinny, you smartly look at the allegations. You make allegations into doubts. And TMC or anybody can have some allegations, which is okay. Now you get all of these allegations, mix and match them with a few numbers and make them doubts. And through that doubts, cast the aspersion on what you rightly said, on the electoral process or such, on the democratic framework of India, and say, look, everything here is manipulated, everything here is managed. It is done because of this reason, or it's done because of this reason, or the elections here are not fair. I mean, look at the apathy today. Even, for that example, if you divert for a second, Vinny, even if you look at the Iran and this war, Iran and America and Israel war, every day Trump is going more after the media than I believe Iran. Because even there, the things are being spun in such a way that although, America is losing, Abraham Lincoln is gone. At least they must have killed Netanyahu 25 times. Abraham Lincoln was set on fire maybe 50 times. So, these are the kind of narratives which are at work. The narratives are there to destabilize the India, to bring name and shame to the Modi government and challenge our electoral process as such. Because this is the process which gives you the new governments. This is the process which makes smooth transition of power possible, which happens in India, by the way, smoothly. But these people cast doubts, cast aspersions, want to use certificates. You and me need to go and ask there, yes, sir. Sir, can you certify that, sir? There was a time when you and me were going to college, we needed that gazetted officer certification on our, if I wanted to submit let's my 12th pass certificate, I have a gazetted officer to attest it. Modi ji came and said, no need, nothing is required. You give it, that's good enough. Now, these are those era gazetted officers which want to adjust everything, which want to send everything. And if you don't listen to them, they will start casting aspersions. They will start questioning the system conceptually. That is what's happening. And in Bengal, there are a lot of forces at work. There's a lot of infiltration. 91 lakh people are out of the, voter list because of the SIR, and rightfully so. The turnout of the first phase of the polling today we need. With all these things happening, these people are seeing beginning of the end. The things might change. The grassroots politics will change. Trinamool might not be any longer there. So what happens? They try to amplify, oh, it's not fair, it's not done properly, there's something wrong, it's compromise. Then at the end of the day, and there have been people like Mr. Rahul Gandhi who have been going and asking for their validation. Didn't Mr. Rahul Gandhi say, Mr. America, Mr. Europe, why don't you come and intervene? The democracy in India is not right. Our electoral system is not right. What he has not tried to put out in there in the open for these vultures to come and pick on it and make a big mole out of the mountain. And now what you're saying right now, Vinny, is those things which have culminated, those things which have really come up, those things which are beginning to cast aspersions on our process and interfering in our democracy, in our constitution, and in the way we run and govern our country, and which is none of their business. And by the way, it is none of your business. The conscious keepers of the nation is the media, Bharat. They are good enough. They're doing a fantastic job. We don't need Ferengs to come and give us certificates and all. They have the whole world to look after. Let them cover all the problems which are happening in the Middle East and all. I think that is much important work for them. Rather than being interested in a state election or a one or two in India, that can tell you how important those elections are for the people who matter. That can tell you how the grassroots are shaking. Trinamool means the grassroots, but the grassroots are now shaking. We know what is happening. So with those things happening, these things are bound to happen. These things are bound to happen. But India has moved on. You and me and the people of this country don't need the certificates. We don't need the sermons. We are not looking for your attestation. We are not looking for you to validate our process in any way whatsoever. You can go and do in your respective countries. Go and look what Donald Trump is doing today. Go and see what Macron is doing today.
And in fact, Sumit, nobody spoke about, no international media outlet spoke about the 1-year anniversary of the Pahalgam terrorist attack.
Absolutely right, sir. You are bang on. Full compliments to you. Because when these acts of terror happen, they just close their eyes. 2 days back, Boko Haram kidnapped again Christian girls from Nigeria, and they were asking for $3 million ransom or 72 hours.
Right.
Again, Nigerian homes, the Christians get slaughtered. They don't talk about it.
Absolutely.
They don't want to talk about anything. But suddenly the Bengal election is the darling of
and Sumit, tragically, Pakistan happens to be at the center of a negotiation between the United States and Iran, a country that happens to harbor the biggest network of terrorism across the world. Sumit, we have completely run out of time. I know you always have a lot to say that makes a lot of sense, but we have completely run out of time. Thank you so much. All right, well, with that, let's cut across with the latest updates coming in from Maharashtra.